To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. Depending on your age, you may not know that that is a song. Uh, to everything, there is a season. Youth, middle age, older. What is effective in each stage of our life is not going to be effective later. The person that you are, the people that you're surrounded with, things that you're doing now are not the same as they were 10 years ago. They're not the same as they're going to be 10 years from now. So it's important to take stock of, like a pantry, what does your life consist of? What are your priorities? What are you spending your time doing? How are you coping? Are you still using the coping skills at 30 that you used at 15? It may be time to reassess how you are approaching your life. Are you still carrying on some of the same negative habits that you had at 15 in your 30s? You need to prepare in the season of act effectively in each season of your life while preparing, not focusing on the future, but being aware that there will be a future that will be a different season. And there is an old person inside of you that is depending on you to take care of yourself in this middle season and prepare for them to have a good after season. And in each season of your life, there will be pain, there will be discomfort, there will be physical, emotional, and situational discomfort and problems. It's part of the human experience. Each person will have their own unique troubles, but troubles are guaranteed part of being alive. And so it is with the problems, they have their season. There's a season for abundance, there's a season for lack, there's a season for joy, there's a season for pain, there's a season for health, there's a season for sickness. And when you realize that these things are a guaranteed part of the human experience, you are not special, unique, different, victimized by life by enduring its trials and tribulations, that just a guaranteed part of being alive, and that it has its season, it has a purpose. What doesn't break us makes us stronger, and every little thing you can cope through prepares you for other things that you will have to cope through later. Just like every lesson we learned when we were small prepared us for things that we would cope with down the road. We started knowing nothing, not being able to handle anything or do anything for ourselves as small infants. And we learned along the way things that prepared us for the following stage and to handle not just the good times, but the bad times. So when you learn to accept that there is a season for suffering, it's just guaranteed. It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't mean that you're failing at life or that you're the only one in this boat. There are others in the exact same boat as you and in other situations of suffering that may be worse than what you are enduring. And accepting that it's a part of life makes it easier to endure it. Realizing that you're not alone makes it easier to endure it. Expecting it, seeing it coming. It's always the punch that we don't see coming that knocks us down. The ones that we do, we're tensed and ready for. Be prepared to accept that problems and negative feelings and everything are a part of life, but also be aware that they pass. They're harder to endure than the good things, but just as seasons of everything else, this too will pass. And guaranteeing that there's a season for it, it's here for a reason, for the time being, it will be gone, will be helpful for you. Me being bipolar, I have clinical depression as a given aspect of my life. I have periods of days, weeks, or months where I feel very dead inside. It's guaranteed. Yet I still have to do and be everything that is expected of me for myself and for the rest of life around me when there's nothing going on inside of me but pain and suffering. A thing that helps me cope with this is the knowledge that it is a season and it will eventually be done. So the better that I cope with what I do during this season, the better I handle it, the less broken I will be when the season of suffering is over. I won't incur permanent damage. And when it comes again, it doesn't take me by surprise because I accept it as part of my condition, part of my constitution. I don't blame God. I don't blame myself. I don't feel like a victim for having this particular condition. It's not the only thing I have, because there are other people with other conditions. There are other people who are suffering and passing. Suffering is expected. This is just my particular suffering. And it comes, it goes, and I'm guaranteed that it will come and go again. And so realizing that there is a season of suffering guaranteed to human existence of all types will help you endure it when it comes, will help you not feel like a victim when it comes, will help you to cope well through it, knowing that the season will pass and you'll be standing on the other side with the results of however you did or did not cope. And realizing you're not alone, realizing that it's simply a part of life. And it's a season. Whether you are happy or not, time will pass, things will change, and you need to allow things, even the bad things, to you and through you, with the larger concept that whatever season of life you're in, early, middle, late, you are coping the most appropriate way, with the awareness that there's an old person down the road who's counting on you to be solid and stable, healthy and happy and provided for down the road. Because nothing is guaranteed. Your physicality is not guaranteed. Your mentality is not guaranteed. Your resources are not guaranteed. So you need to set yourself up for the future. Not anxiety, not worry about it, but just be aware that you can't take things for granted. And you have to not take yourself for granted and not be reactive in the storms of life, so that you sail through them smoothly without incurring damage. Love you guys. Hope this ramble helped. Don't even know what I'll title this. There is a season for suffering, but just like the other seasons, it goes away. Keep that in mind when it comes knocking on your door, as it will. Love you guys. Hopefully you're not in a season of suffering, because they're no fun. But know that they will pass. You just have to keep on chugging along with your chin up as much as you can, knowing you're not alone and it's not forever. It's just life. You are loved and worth it, regardless what season you're in. Bye, YouTube.